Baby, this is Teddy. Ah, did y'all miss me? Listen, if you did, make sure that you like and subscribe to this. I will be telling this saga. I will be telling my story. Um, just know that I did have to take a break because what I realized is that when you are working in a hostile or a toxic work environment, it definitely can resemble being in a volatile domestic situation. And the reason why those two kind of go hand in hand is that you always spend more time at work than you do at home. So it did kind of get hard to reflect and reminisce on the times to where I was mistreated, singled out, targeted, gaslit, um, victimized, you know, or tried to. So just know, just give me the space and the time to kind of get my thoughts together because, bitch, we will get this together. Okay? So, with that being said, and with no further ado, let's start this saga that I am going to call Bad Plasma. I transferred my job from Cleveland, Ohio to Mobile, Alabama in February of 2022. I know that specifically just because I had never been to a Mardi Gras before. I did not know what Mardi Gras was. And to me, Mardi Gras was beads, titties, and Jerry Springer. I thought it happened on a Friday and everybody went back to fuck to work on Monday. I don't know if you know about Mardi Gras, but bitch, Mardi Gras is not an event. It is a season, bitch. I'm talking about almost a full month of just debauchery and fun because I have learned to really enjoy Mardi Gras. But with that being said, I knew it was bullshit from my very first day. Okay, because remember the hierarchy. You had Schmeagle up here as the center manager, and then the two assistant managers. You got one for reception and you got one for the donor floor. The reception assistant center manager at that time, let's just call her Mama Odie. Mama Odie pulled me to the side on my very first day and she told me, don't have nobody try to have you do anything outside of the SOPs. What's the SOPs, Teddy? I'll tell you. SOPs stand for Standard Operations Procedures, meaning that if you go outside of the standard operation procedures, it's a deviation. Deviations can lead you to being fired because they have a standard way of the way that they want things to go and how they want things to operate. So as she's telling me, don't have nobody have you do anything outside of the SOPs, I said, well, bitch, shouldn't y'all be within the SOPs anyway? So then we had Mama Odie, Petunia, and then you had Little Africa down here as the center supervisor. So you really should have four members of management: center manager, two assistant managers, and then a center supervisor. Bitch, within my first 2 weeks, Mama Odie and Little Africa, the assistant center manager and the center supervisor, left. Abracadabra, bitch. I said, what is going on in here? Because I don't give a fuck where you go, bitch. No matter what job you work, it's going to be some motherfucking mess. I'm ready to deal with mess. I'm ready. I can tolerate. Listen, my shovel is one of the biggest when it comes to shoveling bullshit. I'm one of the best. I can deal with it. But when you go outside of your way to make things miserable, it's a whole nother situation. So Mama Odie and Little Africa is gone. So, mind you, when I first applied for the Mobile situation, baby, I was a phlebotomist, but I wanted to come off the donor floor because let this just be understood. Not only was I a phlebotomist, I was also a reception tech, one of the bitches that's up there taking your blood pressure. They prick your finger, check your iron and your blood levels and your blood pressure, shit like that. And then I was also a reception trainer. So my original application to Schmiegel was for me to be a reception lead because I was coming off that donor floor. I don't want to stick nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I had my full taste of phlebotomy. I had already served my rounds. I had already did my due deals. And bitch, it was time to move up and on. Schmiegel ended up emailing me back before I even got down there and said, why don't you just transfer down here on the same level as a phlebotomist, and then we could talk about moving you up once you get down here. Which I have no problem with, bitch. You're not about to buy no car that you ain't gonna test drive. You don't know what I'm about. You don't know how my skill levels are set. You don't know how my customer service skills are. So I understood it. But that was one of the worst decisions that I could have ever motherfucking made because, bitch, I got stuck on the donor floor. Because what I did not know is that at that particular point in time, they only had 5 phlebotomists in that whole entire center, and I was going to be number 6. So they needed me to be a phlebotomist versus any other needs that they needed there, because once I get more into the story, you will realize that what they needed to do was make a quota and make their numbers. Anything else be damned. So I'm down here February, March. I'm noticing that they doing things a little different. You know what I mean? It's donors on the motherfucking apheresis machine for about 3 hours, damn near 2.5 hours. I say now, people should be on the fucking apheresis machine. You should not be donating. Once you get past that hour and a half mark, somebody need to check your stick. Somebody need to check the machine, because you getting ready to get your blood back, and as much as anticoagulant as we can give you, and we getting ready to get you the fuck up out of here, because nobody should be on the machine past the hour and a half. But I'm looking and I'm noticing it's motherfuckers on here an hour 45, 2 hours 15, 2 hours and 30. The highest one I recorded myself for 2 hours and 47 minutes. And I pulled the lady off the goddamn machine. I said, mama, you ain't got nothing left to give. On top of that, I'm noticing that some phlebotomists, and not even phlebotomists, bitch, get into this, donor service techs, DSTs, the people that take you off the machine and set up the machine, but they don't stick you. You had donor service techs doing phlebotomy practices. You had employees who were literally clamping the donor's donor pressure monitor. I know y'all don't know what that means, but your donor pressure monitor is the very thing on the end, and basically what it does is it alerts and it stops itself when it notices that there might be air in the line, or if your blood is thick and it's too clotted, the DPM stops the machine. It says don't put that back in that person. But when you clamp that bitch, the machine be like, well, girl, I guess everything is okay. So blood clots, air, whatever the fuck is in that line is going straight into you if they clamp that DPM. I'm also noticing that people is around here massaging the fuck out of the donors' filters from their apheresis machine like they milking a goddamn cow. Mama, you shouldn't even be touching the filter. Nevertheless, stroking that bitch. Stroking that bitch like you trying to get milk out of a goddamn udder. So I'm noticing things is a little different. Okay? But what got me was the simple fact that these people were doing things that I had been written up for in Cleveland. So I talked to Petunia about it. I say, girl, these are times where because listen, Teddy is a meticulous bitch. I am very anal. If you tell me something goes a certain way, bitch, that is the way that it's going to be until you show me some type of notification, or you tell me that it's going to be a different way, and then it's going to be that way until it changes again. Okay? So I'm noticing that all of this shit is going down. So, baby, I'm taking down times, dates, names, and I had me a little notebook in my lab coat pocket. So I go to Petunia, I say, Petunia, these folks is out here doing this. At this particular point in time, for about a half an hour or 45 minutes, you were out of compliance. And compliance means that there is one employee to 6 donors. Bitch, I looked up one time. I'm the only motherfucker in my section on the floor, and I got about 10 donors. So I'm giving her this information and letting her know that, Mama, this is a problem. Because not only, no, there's a difference in you deviate and then you trying to sneak to do the shit. But y'all hoes is comfortable doing this shit. So I'm telling her, baby, this date, this time, this date, this time, this date, this time, this date, this time. Petunia act like Petunia say, well, I think that sometimes you might just be overthinking and you might be overanalyzing. I told that bitch, I said, bitch, we don't work at Dairy Queen. I can't fuck up your ice cream cone, throw it away, and make you a new one. Bitch, we dealing with human lives here. What do you mean I'm overthinking and I'm doing too much? Y'all not getting ready to kill nobody in front of me, bitch. But I'm tell you where the problem really started. Baby, there is a strap or a harness that goes along with the PDAs that they use when they say, what's your name and your last four of your social, the little computer device we have in our hand. It's a strap that goes along that. I've never worn the strap, and I didn't wear the strap in Cleveland because, bitch, it chafes my shoulder. This is my shoulder. I don't want it chafed. And wearing a strap or a harness with your PDA is not in the SOPs. So I didn't wear it. This bitch say, well, we got an audit coming up and we have visitors that are coming in. So if you could just wear the strap. I said, okay. Did I put the strap on? No, because that was her ministry, not mine. Okay? I don't have to. It's not an SOP. Girl, don't you know, she called me another day and said, well, I see you just want to do your own thing and you want to be insubordinate. Bitch, spell it. But you want to be insubordinate. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write you up because you basically are not doing what I say. Let me tell you something. Side note. When I was younger, I used to be so much of a people pleaser that it would be a detriment to my motherfucking self, bitch. So when it comes to the adult Teddy, bitch, I don't give a fuck if you Pope Leo the 14th. I'm going to speak my mind. None of you bitches scare me. You could be a supervisor, a manager, the CFO, CEO. I don't give a fuck. Just because you're saying it, that don't mean it's right. And y'all had already showed me how underhanded and scandalous you could be. But that ain't it. So she threatened to write me up. And I'm not going to say that I didn't take her seriously, because I did. I just thought that she was joking because she was sitting over there looking like a little nail. So I thought she was cracking a joke. But she actually wrote me up and had to put it in an other category, meaning that it wasn't a deviation. Okay? It wasn't anything that would have made it seem like it was hindering me from doing my job correctly. It was just because that's what she wanted. She didn't get what she wanted, so therefore she wrote me up. Okay? Now, will this be the first time that Petunia writes me up? Absolutely motherfucking not. Okay? But seeing is that I had already come to her with two, damn near 2 pages of the little memo notebook, 2 pages of dates and times. She paid that shit no attention, so I followed the chain of command, and I went to Tony Soprano, the quality assurance manager, because you're supposed to be quality. Quality is supposed to be checks and balances. They're supposed to be making sure everything in reception is going good, and they're supposed to be making sure everything in the donor floor is going good. You know what I'm saying? Checks and balances. So I bring the situation up to him. Now, let me just give you a quick synopsis of Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano literally is the opposite of what you think that a manager should be, resembles, or even carries themselves. Tony Soprano always looked like he smelled fresh shit. in the air, face tuned up, didn't look inviting, never acted like he wanted to talk, and he definitely gave I know better and I'm stuck in a position that I don't want to be in. And I know for sure that Tony Soprano knew way more than Schmiegel did. But see, Tony Soprano's main issue is that even though technically him and the center manager Schmiegel should be on the same level, no, baby, Tony Soprano got paid the same amount as the assistant center managers. So he was pissed. So I brought my concerns up to him and I told him, I said, hey, a lot of these things are going on and dot dot this and dot dot that. And he basically told me, I trust my people. Because, it's him. And I think at that time he had like 2 or 3 subordinates. I think it was 3. But he literally said, I trust my people. We will address your concerns. But you knew and you rocking the boat. Like, we've been functioning this way. And I mean, I will address your concerns, but I don't believe you. And or at least that's what I got. Now, I will give him the benefit of the doubt because he did raise my concerns to corporate. But I want to say this was like in March or April. Bitch, I didn't even hear nothing by May, and these same deviations were happening. I can't tell you how many donors that I would just, oh, my heart. Sir, what's wrong? What did you eat? It's not about what they ate. It's about the procedure being manipulated so that they can meet their quota and get their numbers. Now, let me just give you this part 1. I'm going to review this video, see where I left off, so I could definitely give you a part 2. But it's a lot. It's really a lot. These people are scandalous. These people are the worst. Honestly, they are the worst. So please like and subscribe this video. This is Teddy, and I am signing out, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.